Okay, hello there. Good morning. We're going to see if I remember how to play this game. So we have quite a bit attacking going on. There's enough trashing to deal with. Torture for sure. The rat. There's some nice gaining. Not insane payload. You get a lot of overdraw. There's plenty. It's just village draw rat. You can basically do what you want there. Sorry, I haven't been able to eat yet, so I'm going to eat a little bit while I talk. My apologies. I don't know on the 5-2 if you go with the replace or you just go with the torture. There's obviously some really nice things you can do with the replace as well. But we'll see. We both had the 5-2, so that wasn't too sad. I guess I just have to. This is not ideal, but I don't. So it would have been okay to discard, but you don't know that you're going to draw that way at the time. So Lemon's got to have a lot of coppers here because this was. I mean, this is probably 3 coppers. Okay, this is pretty awful. I mean, obviously, draw. It's just awful. It's just an awful draw. There's not really any 2 ways around it. We could get a second monastery, though. I think that's probably not super good here. If we could have prepared, we could have done, if we could even bought a silver trashing a curse, it would have been quite a bit better than what we got there, but that's okay. This is a nice kingdom. I don't know what the exact delay there is on the choice, but I kind of have to gain a curse here. So I'm pretty far behind. Probably not in a way that is recoverable, but oh, that's cute. That is a cute little walled village interaction. You got to give them that. You simply must give them that. This is below the line. This is unfortunately going to trigger a shuffle. I guess I could prepare them. That's not terrible. I could torture and then prepare what I have, which would be the replace in a walled village. I could also just get another torture and a shuffle, which is pretty reasonable as well. We could play the walled village and see what we get out of it. And we'll still put the walled village on top, but so I don't really know here. In a bit of a conundrum. It's a really big thinning gap at this point. I have a hard time imagining conspirators better than walled village here, but money is not particularly useful beyond like $8, right? So I have a lot of walled villages now, but I still think we put one on here in case. Lemon does only have one torture, which is kind of the saving grace as far as the fear goes here. Now, if he finds it immediately on this reshuffle, then I'm in a bad spot. But I mean, I'm in a bad spot regardless. The thinning gap is so big. It's not impossible if I stack my deck, but it's fairly tough. Hopefully, it doesn't still have like a conspirator or something to draw this, but I need to make this setting so that this timer just is only when low or something, because I don't really care about it. Presumably, Lemon will just be taking curses here, or at least one. I don't know. I don't know if there's a village in this hand of cards. We just kind of have to hope we can get around on a couple things here. There's something to be said for trashing copper over a state here. But okay, well, this is terrible. Okay, we at least have that. We could give another curse. Not really a 4 I want to buy. There's always this world where, again, Lemon only has. So this is the prepared thing, 2 tortures. So we're gonna get it a couple times anyway. We might as well take them. If this turn wasn't a full dud, then I think we have a world where we're kind of in the game. But because if we draw and trash 3 cards with Monastery or something, we could be back in the mix, but not this way. I've trashed like one of these coppers or something, 2 of them. Anyway, I think there we had a window with that kind of bad draw Lemon had with the walled villages. But that's over at this point. I didn't have to take both the curses, maybe. Kind of hard for me to say. Copper in hand represents gains as well, so it's rat, so it's not that easy of a choice, frankly. the last Dominion I played was all Blitz versus Blitzen versus the bot, so this is certainly a different pace. Yeah, and this will be like a 3-card monastery, 3 or 4 card monastery for Lemon. That'll be the end of the coppers, and oh, yeah, Haunted Woods will be nice. You can gain and play it. By maybe a count. I don't love. So this is I don't love. I would have rather see like maybe a capital city, but it's okay. Okay. Do you have enough to buy province? Isn't this is a bad monastery situation now, right? We don't really have too much of a choice. We could prepare the coppers, I guess. And trash another curse. I don't love. Otherwise, we're top decking 4, but we don't really have an option there. Otherwise we're top decking 3 terrible things. I mean, we wouldn't have to have done that. This is a pretty bad draw. I guess I don't have this autoplay on. I will turn it on. I wonder what game I turned it off for. I mean, in theory, I guess in theory you could care about it for this game with Haunted Woods, but it's pretty out there as far as an edge case goes. I mean, Lemonspawn can build the real deck now, right? Lemonspawn can get nobles, do rat stuff on nobles while buying provinces, and it's all fine. I don't have any threat here. These estates aren't like nearly low enough. If Lemonspawn had done some of the curse to estate stuff and these were at like 3 or something, it would be different. It still would not favor me. I still probably just lose outright, but I don't have a way to get the piles down before Lemon just has way more points than me. Yeah, this was my last. I guess I could have here. I could have gotten the Haunted Woods myself. Might have been worth it. Well, almost certainly would have been worth it. If I draw this silver, I'd do the replace for Haunted Woods, play it. Yeah, or any draw, really. Well, not any draw, but whatever. Maybe another replace. Would have been okay. I can't believe Lemon's this low on time. Like these, there were turns where they just like sat. Like Way of the Rat stuff is not necessarily easy, but I don't know what would make you be that close here at all. My honest answer is I don't think, I think this turn could have probably been played a little better, but I don't think it changes anything. Lemonspawn will just trash all the curses this turn. I mean, I guess you can check that this doesn't let me pile out or something, but... I mean, I guess you don't have enough money to buy a province. So I can't draw the... Did I do this? I don't even know if I had enough actions, or if I had the option. To sequence this in a way where I could get the thing I want. I mean, if this is the replace, then it works, so... I guess that's okay. There's one more copper, so we could... I mean, we just have to try and draw off the 3 cards. Like, there's not a lot of other options. Which is not a great shot because the coppers are back in there now. I mean, I didn't have to. I could have not bought, and I could have trashed 3 curses, or trashed the 2 curses in the estate. It was not mandatory. I said it like it was mandatory. I just don't think it helps me make up the pace at all versus actually buying something and then hoping we draw pretty well. That could be wrong, though. It's not like Lemonspawn can dud. I mean, it's not really... Excuse me. Do 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 do. Make Lemonspawn resign. I really League should they should make that legal. It would have gotten me many a time. They should make it legal. Too much emphasis on making sure people feel nice while playing League. We should be able to resign people. Plus, Lemonspawn made this way. It's his own fault. That should be the real thing, is if any of the developers on Second Shuffle are playing in League, you're allowed to click the make resign button if the timer runs out. That's the way they'll feel whatever design choices more keenly. Some of these are, well, this, okay, the window beat up there, of course, changes my perception of the passage of time, but so we're probably not actually anywhere near 4 minutes here, but we're at like a couple probably. I don't know. I do think one of the worst feelings in Dominion is, or one of the, I don't know, feeling isn't maybe the right word, but one of the worst experiences in competitive Dominion is sitting from a pretty lost position while your opponent really puzzles over something, when a lot of their options will be like 100% win still. But the easier response to that complaint, of course, is just that, well, the resign button's right there. You know, you think you're lost no matter what, you should hit the flag. But there are like marginal, there are some cases where it's just a little like whatever. You feel like maybe they can, if they're taking this long to think about it, maybe they'll mess up. It's when they're clicking quickly that's actually a little bit scary. Or it's scarier. On average. I'm painting with a broad strokes, broad brush. I don't know how that expression works. I'm this close to talking about the art, which is a bad sign for my first League game back. That's never a good sign. Once we get into art commentary, that's how you know. This will be the thumbnail no matter what, because I don't pick my thumbnails, so they're chosen automatically. I don't know how the YouTube thing works, but just you know, probabilistically, whatever that word is, it'll have this on it. I don't even know what timer is. It patient? I don't know what patient means in the scheme of timers, and I've read a lot of discussion of the timers. I guess it's the second slowest. Friendly is the slowest. I don't know. Not actually. I didn't chime in because the discussion of it was incredibly boring, but I wasn't a huge fan of the traits as a name for them. Now I'm taking pot shots at the design. I'm very happy that there are people working on the Dominion website now. It's awesome. So I shouldn't disparage them. Did Lemon find the win to get all the nobles? See, this is the crazy thing, is like, I don't think you needed to do a find the win. So that part is strange. Do you have anything to prepare, or what's going on here? Well, if this top card's a torture, we'll get to go a little bit further. Otherwise, we don't. They play Haunted Woods? Okay, we'll resign. I feel like this was... I probably didn't really have the overdraw to make it work. Probably potentially scary. I could be full of it. We have the Fool and the Druid, so the Fool cannot get these things. We have, this is like a hard AI board. Inspiring Scholar is kind of funny. Frankly, it's kind of interesting if you could buy one basically as a way to start your hand with 7 cards. It's not totally unreasonable. I mean, only if you draw it in your opening hand, though, so that's not. But otherwise, there's not a lot going on here. It's not an insane Fool board. It's also not an insane have black cats board. I like to click Fool just because it's fun. Like, you can't hardly beat the fun of playing a Fool. So if your opponent clicks Fool, I'll click Fool because that means we'll get to have the fun a lot of times, which is nice. What do we got? I guess we put the Wisp first. So we still have the we have a Clerk in there, and we're getting the Wisp in there, so it's not necessarily a terrible shuffle or anything. And we're tossing 2 estate. It was really nice. It's actually really nice. So the question, perhaps, Conspirator I'm not really convinced of. I guess there's some Clerk's energy. War Chest is okay, though. We'll take a War Chest over a gold, which is maybe a little questionable. There's trade as well. I didn't see trade. We may want trade at some point. This is a puzzler. I'm not sure it's actually a puzzler, but I have the thing. I probably won't have the thing later. Yeah. Probably won't have the thing. I do still have the thing. Okay. Guess I'll take it. And there aren't. Wind's Gift would be okay. Is Wind's Gift over here though? No. What do we get? You know what? That's fine too. I think Wind's Gift is nice. I guess it depends on what the ends with. You could just take, you could just take the gold and the whatever, a 4. That's not a bad turn, to be honest, on this kingdom. I guess you can't get both, but. May trash this thing, and this is a really nice shuffle actually for me. Yeah, you're gonna be pretty happy. Oh, I can. Yeah, that's cool actually. Let's do that. And to get this, wow, the synergies are out of this world. We still didn't hit 8 here, unfortunately, but do we want another smaller? Do we want a cat that's black? This in the end, this draw did not change my life, unfortunately. But it was okay. Let's see what Lemonspawn got with the inspiring synergy. The Fool. The Fool itself. Maybe get another gold. That would be exciting. I'm really, really skeptical of the conspirators, though it wouldn't shock me if they came out kind of okay. But we gotta green. We gotta be greening now. That's for sure. I actually think the black cats would be quite a bit better than conspirators. I think the points are pretty good, just the points and the draw. I mean, you give a curse, your hand size goes up on this silver flood kind of boards. Having a 6-card hand size is really, really good, especially against the clerks. I mean, there's just, I would rather have black cats than conspirators if I were Lemonspawn. I have gotten Mountain's Gift, I think, every time. I have talked about the black cats and yet do not have any. So you go through. I'm gonna be what? There's a nightmare scenario here where Lemonspawn like gets plus by. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hits the forest off this particular hand. The only good thing is that they didn't hit the that they didn't hit the that was kind of unfortunate too. Field is here, so you can't even play the Fool and Hope. So you just have to do this. Guess this is not trigger. Don't play. See what they give us on the war chest. Take duchy now. I think the druid is super, super ambitious. I don't actually know. Lab is crazy. I'm going to have... Well, I don't know if I'll have it, but... Not a particular... This is an insane... I've done this like 3 times now. Where I draw the second... Just where I play the first clerk and then I draw the second clerk off a scholar that doesn't have anything to hit, then one of these two would have been nice. That's okay. We're still in a pretty good spot just by virtue of Lemonspawn insisting on buying labs over and over. Oh, the druid can get... I see how that works now. Maybe Lemon will get there. Still not very easy. Like, again, if your big turn is province duchy, but you spent, you know, however much time. Name's Lab. JK. It'd be a little sad to not hit 8 here, but not impossible. These just become really... I mean, the point gap is so big. Even one more duchy is pretty tough, right? Because I have... I've already trashed a couple of states, which means the... This is insane. So if they can... Well, they only have 2 gains a turn, right? So it would still take however many turns. I mean, if you own black hats, but I can just not buy green now until it's a province. Okay, this is the good draw. This is extremely good. You can, jeez. There's unfortunately not really a good 2. If there were a good 2 here, this would be so nutty. Well, it wouldn't be that nutty. I was imagining a world where Necropolis did more than what I'm imagining, but still a very good draw. Wonder what you try and put in there. The bandit camp? I mean, the Tanuki replace plays aren't super exciting after what I'm going to do here. I mean, I could not trigger. I think you do it this way. Even if, I mean, you don't want to draw the bandit camp, obviously, but. We can buy an estate here. Lemonspawn bought an herb gather. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess I could buy an herb gatherer. What does herb gatherer do? I'm not sure anybody knew before this game. That's a fact. This was a bit unfortunate, as they say in the biz. Just in terms of the village versus other things coming up. I mean, we still have. This is horse and whatever on down here. That's not terrible. I would rather play the herb gather enchantress right now, but let me think. Let me give it a think. I would rather draw around, I think, as far as I can versus playing enchantress. Herb gather can play that. Insane value. Okay, so what do we want here. We could get... Could get like a wild hunt. That would be pretty good. We could just get an enchantress. That would also be pretty good. Didn't quite make it. I'm in a good spot right now, though. I don't know what the best way to... Draws a Tanuki. They didn't get to use Tanuki's magic this time. It was just a bog standard remodel. What if the Herald had hit? That would have been wild. I guess I could have done that the opposite way, which would have left less stop cards on top. Or guaranteed not leaving any stop cards on top, but had a lesser chance of hitting the Enchantress hit. It wasn't a lot in any case, so it was probably fine. Plays a copper. Plays a big copper. What is Acolyte? You may trash action or victory card from your hand to gain a gold. When did they print all these Dominion cards? So, okay. Nobody has a Necropolis? Wow. Guess we hate Necropolises here. My Wild Hunt is not up. Is the Acolyte any good? I still don't really know. You could trash horses and get golds, I guess. This is... I mean, it's mostly actions left. Guess this doesn't really matter. Should I get a sorceress? Is that good? I guess I could have played both spoils this turn. That would have been alright. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not gonna lie. I know I have a little more money because I have the bandit camps. Other than that, I'm not really sure how to scale up here. Other than buying Tanukis and remodeling a bunch of stuff. It's another bog standard Tanuki. I bought well, this was in theory a target of the kind of bought this guy to be a target of the thing and the stuff. But in principle, if I don't have the actions to do it anyway, then it doesn't matter. But I did add another, and we could gain an action. Let's do it. Let's do it this way. I don't know how to. There's not really a way to guarantee this does what I want. I also don't know how these counts work. I have no idea how this game works. Okay, what card is that though? All right, I know what it is. They can have Sybil. Do I want a Sybil? I mean, they're okay. 11. This was maybe, the bandit camp was maybe a little greedy. It could have been a hostelry for like a horse. 1 horse and hostelry would have been pretty good, but we're still in decent shape regardless. I really don't think you want the curse every turn. It's kind of annoying. Obviously, you can like deal with the curse, but it takes resources to do that. Let's blow up this thing. All right, so there's gonna be, well, there's not really a herald advantage here, but there could be a civil. Yes. Well, I could top deck a card, sure. Bottom deck a card, sure. So now there's a card below the Tanuki. Neat. And it's an action. Neat. I guess I could have done this a little differently and better. Oh, look, I got down to these. Can I fight my way back? Moderate amounts of stress. So we could go hostelry, wild hunt. We're gonna have to try and build our time bank back up. Hey, the Tanuki got played as a thing in this stuff. I think at some point, what do we have? We have 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right now, or if we bought a fairgrounds, we could kind of reasonably expect to have 10 different cards in our deck. Good. I need another Tanuki for sure. Oh, I still have another enchantress. Oh, right, because I gained the extra one. Alright, well, that's fine. Um, I got 1, 2, 3. Spoils. I don't think I opened up a pile out, but one would hate to have done that. We're basically on a Hostery Estate Enchantress or Wild Hunt pile out path. I got a bunch of Tanukis in a village that turn and a bunch of horses, so that's pretty good as far as that all goes. So I'll have, I mean, right now we're still 9, right? We're at 9 gains, which is a lot, but Lemonspawn's going to lower some things. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I end with a spoils, that's 13. And if I end with like a marchland and a province, that's 15. So something like that. Or a silver even, or if I had to replace, wouldn't be terrible either. The Lemonspawn's lowering this stuff a little bit. Still just doesn't really have money or payload. This is, I guess, just wanting to end it because this is like super easy to pile, right? 2 buys. Three Tanukis. Couple Wild Hunt plays. Okay, so Tanuki. What is Black Cat again? Ooh, we've got stuff. Oh man, 5-2 would be so good here. Jeweled Egg Sentry as an opening would be so brutal here. Oh man, this is gonna be a little brutal anyway. Probably. Takes the silver, interesting. I mean, the border, whatever, is good. Or hitting 5 is really good. So, this is terrible. Black Cat Silver is pretty reasonable opening, I would say. I wouldn't have said the shop was unreasonable either, but barely get to 5 here. Okay. Probably bad enough. What do you buy here? Another shop? Why did it reveal I have my jewelry? What? Oh my. 4 is terrible. 4 is like unworkably bad. Alright, we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna get 0 trash on these sentries too, probably. Staff is, well, I mean, staff is always good. It's not like crazy here though, I wouldn't say. I don't know. We're in a bad way. Unless this sentry is extremely good. Like, unless this is like shop, it reveals double trash and then I draw a shop into like I mean, we still are not hitting. Oh my god. This is so bad. I don't even know. Yeah, this is resignable already. Because this is going to draw the second Black Cat. My buys were not great. The draws were like the worst thing I could have with the buys, but frankly the buys were a little stupid. Maybe more than a little stupid. Wait, I don't need to play this game. It's fine. I mean, oh, we really don't need to play it. Maybe sentries on top. It won't matter. We'll do like 2 turns and then. That's enough. Not great openings, but I don't really. There was nothing in that game once we had gotten to that point. Oops. Another lucky coin. This time with. How's the populate look here? It's not great. It's not impossible, I guess. Do you go for... Do you buy the lookout? Best opening here is like 2 coppers and then the 5 coin with the lucky coin. You buy the wharf, you get the silver, and you get a 4. That's pretty good. No villages, but is it worth it to do the like more engine-y thing where you trash some with lookout and have Baker? Damn it. Oh no, he had to use a coffer. Okay, so it was fine. They just got a tide pools out of it, which is probably pretty good. Was certainly pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I can kind of believe in a tide pools. I'm not really super convinced by the lookout, but please don't have wharf. Please don't have wharf. Please don't have wharf. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think you can do the populate. Frankly. Goes for the rebuild. That's interesting to me. Guess it makes sense with the... I mean, if you already have this stuff, then you're in a good spot anyway. It was pretty rough to not have a wharf in this other hand here. Not ideal. So you toss the estates and then you have a way to just score 2 or 3 points off an action play, which is pretty good here. Not unreasonable. I do kind of like that. I don't know if... I mean, I'm still in a position where I can mirror it, basically. Maybe a little behind. I mean, I trash an estate, but it's not like you play the rebuild. You're not buying like 4 rebuilds. I don't think. I don't think that really works. Maybe. This is such a bummer. You can't do a whole lot against these draws. You just can't do a lot to control the draws. You know, there's not... It'd be interesting if he does go for like tide pools rebuild, like really lean into that angle. It could be nice. Again, though, if you draw the 5s first, also just having the better deck will work out for you. Your wars aren't like this. Oh. I mean, this is likely to not even be able to buy anything. You could double rebuild. You would eventually need to buy estates, I guess, but you could It's not a terrible way of scoring. It may be the fastest. I mean, buying provinces still, again, is going to be probably competitive with that, but at least we get to put, I didn't really read super well, at least we get to put the one wharf back in here. So what did they buy? Rebuild Baker? Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. Oh, this is a double tide pools. This is go real small. Interesting. Yeah, when you don't hit it, okay, well, if you still have 5, that's not so bad. Do we have a copper left? Is there there's a tide pools left, right? I wonder if there's a copper or something bad. Okay. I guess we'll keep the estates for now in case we do pick up a rebuild. Well, you can't complain too much about that turn. Even if you wanted to, it would simply be immoral. So Lemon's got no duration stuff going this turn, but maybe is playing some rebuilds. Potentially, well, it does get a wharf. This was okay. Well, you can't. That's about as good of the turn as you could expect, frankly. Okay, I think I won't. Well, no, you kind of have to, don't you? Well, all I'm getting is a rebuild play that does jack squat. Maybe a lookout play that does jack squat. So, I think you go in. You don't quite have as much control of the rebuild hits as you would perhaps want from the tide pools. Like if you, after you draw this, you may be holding, what in the world? Oh boy. This is going to be bad. We didn't find rebuild or so rebuild fully bond deck won't be playable at all. This is untenable, as they say. I liked Lemon's deck though, but like if I get a treasure off this draw, I can buy a province and lose immediately. We might as well go for the immediate loss. Doesn't really look any different from the not immediate loss. Whatever that means. I like that. I like that approach. I didn't necessarily not do that approach. I just didn't quite have the same draws for it. There's a good chance landing parties are cheap. Wow. So I didn't really see all of it, but it was a cool deck. Nice little deck. Oh, the pillages bias. That's true. That's real thinning, as they say in the biz. We got Ninja, and that's at the start of your next turn. So Ninja will be. Yeah, there was that aspect of it. The frickin' like what is shop silver versus black cat silver? The shop should be totally fine at hitting 5. I guess it's nice if you play the black cat on 1 and 2. You do go to the end of the shuffle. But still, man. I wish he had BRB'd before the timer started, because now this is gonna freaking be up the entire game. Maybe Lemonspawn didn't. I don't know how that. It has to be clocking. Maybe Lemon will catch their time up. It's not impossible. This is unfortunately going to draw the page, but you play it, I guess, because why not? I don't really have an option there, frankly. I guess you can play without page here. Not that you necessarily want to, but maybe Lemonspawn drew their page also. Oh my gosh. Already know what we're gonna have. Sadness here. You still kind of have to play it. Like, you just, I mean, if you have the sadness of page again, then you can get your second siren, I guess. And if not, you get your rustic village. Okay. This is alright. This is truly better than alright, at least at this stage. The actual bad thing here is the timing is such that you don't get to discard and then draw into the siren, which would have been massive, right? You could get a sculptor rather than a and try and get the siren. Well, in that case, I would have. Well, I can't do it now. In that case, you would for sure have played the page. I guess not for sure, but most likely played the page. I don't know. We'll see. Do you go for the landing party or just another rustic village? Having a sculptor is really nice. So if you go for the rustic village, you get probably, well, bit of a bummer there. But it is, as they say, it is what it is. Oh, I shuffled their, yeah, okay. So I may have given them a chance at the first rustic village. Someone's gonna get the first rustic village. That's just the way it goes. Probably, okay. Really want these sculptors. What's the Bane? Oh, page. It's funny. I am now, this was after a shuffle, so I'm, well, not a very big shuffle. I'm probably ahead just by virtue of having the gains that are going to be really good. I think you just keep the page. So they opted, oh, they needed to play, oh, they wanted the top, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, I won't discard here because I want to save up the time I'm biting. How does biting time? At the start of your cleanup, set aside your hand face down. At the start of your next turn, put those cards into your hand. Okay. So this is awesome. We get to do the siren, and then we'll get to... I just won, so we're gonna tie. Like, there's no... I don't think there's any world... We don't want to discard down to 3 because we want to just keep these things in our hand for now. If we can find the champion, that would help a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go another siren because Lemonspawn doesn't even have the thing yet. Yeah. We didn't get to play out much battles. They were pretty lopsided, but Anyway, we didn't see the make resign except for that first game. I don't think I ever ran out of time. Anyways, they're fun games, nice kingdoms. They're just a little like trying to think there. I mean, like they weren't really. I guess that very first Fool game, maybe. Lemonspawn was just messing around with those labs for so long, though. I don't know if I got like way better draws there. I might have. Don't. It's hard on those messier ones to tell what your opponent is kind of getting into. What was that first game? Oh no. Oh, it was that way the rat thing. I don't know if there was a big mistake there from me, but probably. It was a nice kingdom. It was the best kingdom, that first one. Because it was just like pure draw deck management, cool stuff. Anyway, fun games. Dominion's fun. Playing League, we'll see how we can do. So far, just tying. But that tying is living. My goal is just to stay in B. I'd never drop below B. That could be very easily happen. This is a bloodbath of a division, so we'll see how we do. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all later.